Hello! Are you excited about what I have in store for you today? Do you remember the stunning Legoland I showed you in the very first video? What did that example tell us about cells? Yes, it was a lot like how cells are the basic building blocks of all living things. Let's look at this more closely now, using an example of us humans. Now, of course, we are made up of many cells. In fact, so many that we can't even count them all. But we can tell how many types of cells we possess. And that number is 200. That's huge. So, this teaches us the idea that there are different types of cells in the bodies of both animals and plants. And each of the cells perform a very specific function. But all this activity is for a common end goal, which is to make life possible, of course. And this brings me to our lesson for today. Now, is there any relationship between the cell structures that we see and the cell functions that they perform? Well, of course, there is. The structure-function relationship basically means that the structure of each type of cell depends on what the function it will perform. Now, I have some examples for you. Here's a red blood cell. It's round, so it can accommodate the globular hemoglobin. And then we have this long nerve cell, which allows it to transmit the nerve impulses to long distances in our bodies. Now, take a look at this xylem cell that you find in plants. So, this tube-like structure with thick walls basically allows the xylem to conduct water and also to provide support. Great! So, having seen these cells, I guess we can all agree that their unique features are what make them suitable for their jobs. Let's talk about surface area to volume ratio now. Check out this root hair cell. See how its shape gives it a large surface area? That essentially allows it to maximize its absorption of water. Lastly, let's talk about how there are actually some types of cells that differ based on their presence or absence of some organelles. Meaning, they may or may not possess some special organelles in them, depending on their function. So, if this cell is making secretions, then it will need a more extensive endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus. Now, in the same way, if this cell is involved in photosynthesis, then it will have chloroplasts.